I think teaching children that love is worth dying for is amazing, and we should do it more often. Hey, sue me. Thanks for joining me today on today's episode of Kayla's Movie Corner. Yes. And today, we are talking about mortality, the value of love, and Channing Tatum. So buckle up. Click it or ticket. Now, death is a taboo topic for children. Thus, it's usually gently plated and served through lovable side characters or Pixar parents. But this take is inherently American, and mortality is not so taboo in other countries, like Mexico, where our story takes place in the mystical land of San Angel, aka the center of the universe. And the center of this story is Dia de los Muertos, a tradition that recognizes and honors the dead through decorating tombstones, creating ofrendas, and sharing food. It is here that we meet our principal characters, Manolo, Maria, and Joaquin, who in traditional love triangle fashion are two best friends in love with the same girl. And she's definitely 100% equally in love with both of them. Now you may be asking, why are we so invested in a love triangle of 3 7-year-olds? But you should really be asking that to La Muerte and Xibalba, who are the rulers of the land of the remembered and the land of the forgotten. Do I even need to say who rules what? Yeah. Right. But we do have to pause and take a moment to recognize the absolute beauty icon baddie that is La Muerte. She is modeled after the traditional sugar skull and La Calavera Catrina. She is described as being made of candy, beautiful, sweet, kind, and true. TBH, body matcha, icon diva, pure soul, rate, BMS. Her only downfall is that she and Xibalba are in love in the most toxic but alluring way.
You're not the man I fell in love with all those centuries ago.
She knows that he's a liar, a cheater, and a mess, but yet he still begs at her feet and worships her. And I mean, who else is she going to be with? So you gotta do what you gotta do, girl. I get it. But Xibalba is tired of ruling the forgotten. The vibes are depressing, there's no parties or livelihood, people are always turning into dust for some reason, and it's just not ideal living conditions. I mean, imagine me with my asthma. I could never. So he proposes a little wager. Actually, the biggest wager of all time. And for this wager, they choose to bet on which boy will end up marrying Maria. Which is a long bet because they are 7 years old right now. But hey, a deity has all the time in the world, so what does it really matter? So La Muerte goes to Manolo, who is feeling the weight of losing his mother.
You think she'll come back tonight?
And in her old, decrepit form, she asks him for bread. And he gives her food with no questions asked.
I'm sure Mama would want you to have it.
And in return, she gives him her blessing.
May your heart be always pure and courageous.
Meanwhile, Xibalba goes to Joaquin, who is at his father's grave. And this grave is dark, cold, isolated. Just like Joaquin, who has no one to comfort him. And in comes Xibalba, asking for some bread, just like La Muerte did.
Manolo, always giving away stuff for free.
To which Joaquin delightfully refuses. He actually picks up the bread and starts eating it in front of him. Yeah, that's the man for Xibalba. For sure. And in turn for his commendable kindness, Xibalba gives him a medal of courage, which essentially makes him indestructible. Okay, and with that, all bets are officially on, so let the games begin. Now, Maria is not a normal girl. She's different. She's vegan, and she wants to free the town farm animals from becoming food.
We have to free the animals!
Because she's vegan. So she opens up the gates and sets them free with the help of her suitors. And at the same time, there are some evil bandit animals that are out for blood. And so Manolo uses his bullfighter inheritance to tame the bandit pigs, while Joaquin uses his dark magic metal. But Joaquin doesn't really have it all figured out yet. He doesn't really know how the metal works for real. So Manolo wins this battle. But even still, Joaquin wins Maria's father over.
You are like the son I never had.
Because he is dumb and possibly blind. He just doesn't know what's going on. But because of her antics, Maria gets sent to the perpetual purity farm in Spain to get turned into a real woman.
Why?
No vegans in Spain. And our boys are heartbroken. But they agree to wait for her.
For as long as it takes.
Hello? Is that not the most romantic thing ever? Oh, right. But when I fell in love with my kindergarten classmate, it was a problem. Oh, okay. And as Maria is about to catch her train from Mexico to Spain, Manolo gives her a parting gift. Chuy, the cutest pig from the litter. And in return for breaking his guitar earlier on accident during the Bay of Pigs, she gives him an engraved guitar. Always play from the heart. Signed, Maria. And Joaquin gets nothing.
No one told me about bringing gifts.
Joaquin gives nothing, and he gets nothing. Yeah, not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Yeah, we definitely don't know who she wants to marry, but okay, all's fair in love and war, am I right? And as Maria sails away, we enter Montage City with this groundbreaking transition with the song I Will Wait For You, sung by Manolo himself. And in Montage City, we follow the boys growing up, bonding, and learning to fight. But Manolo, although he's destined to be a bullfighter,
They will write songs about you.
And I will sing them!
Wait, what?
he doesn't want to be. In true Troy Bolton fashion, he wants to sing. Even in Montage City, we see him just going through the motions, waiting for the time to sing with his comedic relief mariachi band. And as we exit off of Plot Point Highway, it's time for Manolo's first bullfight, which is conveniently set on the day that Maria is returning from Spain. And although Manolo has been practicing his matador skills, he has never finished off a bull, and he has no desire to.
Killing the bull is wrong.
To which they say,
Don't you love your family?
oh brother. But Joaquin is also making his grand entrance at Manolo's bullfight. As he is returning from saving the village once again, who cares? This man is as cocky as ever. But yeah, he's kind of hot. Shout out to Channing Tatum. He did his big one here. He did. But Joaquin is doing the absolute most. I'm talking flexing while standing on a horse. I'm talking Mr. Babinski core. He wants Maria bad. And she doesn't even care. Not even a little. You're scaring the hoes. And as Maria makes her grand entrance, the whole town is swooning before we even see her face. Now that's how you know she's hot. Body tea. And she is exactly who she thinks she is. And although she went to Perfect Woman boot camp, she is still vegan. So this idea of Manolo finishing off the bull puts a bad taste in her mouth. Even though the bull is made of wood, and so is everyone else, we don't have to get into that right now. But somehow, Manolo manages to make the show of him and the bull teasing each other around the ring to be the most romantic thing ever. He catches roses in his teeth, writes her name in the sand, and is playing guitar all at the same time. This takes skill. This is talent. If I was the ancestor, I'd be proud. All while Hakeem can't fathom how this is working on Maria at all. Like, was me backflipping off of a horse not the hottest thing ever? Okay. But playtime is over, and now it's time for Manolo to finish off the bull. He takes off his sword, but when he sees Maria's reflection, he just can't do it.
Do not make it worse by apologizing. A Sanchez man never apologizes.
That seems highly problematic, but okay. His whole family is embarrassed by him, especially Grandma, who has high cholesterol. And as such, they naturally disown him.
You are no Sanchez.
I mean, even the bull is disappointed in him. He was excited to go, but now he gotta live. But Chivalva is jumping for joy because he thinks that Manolo just ruined any chance he had at winning Maria. But he doesn't understand Maria like La Muerte does. He doesn't know love. And as they look on, Manolo is left with nothing but his guitar in the middle of the ring. And so he goes into his happy place and sings from the heart.
But I'm a creep.
And he sings Creep all alone, wishing for Maria to be the flower on his guitar. But unbeknownst to him, Maria is listening in, and she is loving it. And so am I. They both feel like they don't quite fit into the roles that their fathers want them to be, and all they really want is to be together, embracing themselves and each other at the same time. But before she can intervene, Maria gets called away by her dad, who is parading her around town like a crown jewel he stole from the Louvre.
Hey, Maria.
And he wants her to marry Joaquin. Not only because he's a more macho man than Manolo, but because he wants Joaquin to stick around. He's their only hope to protect the town from the bandits. You know, because he's just so naturally strong, brave, and courageous.
What's this one for?
Nothing.
Oh, remember, he's only that way because of the medal. And Maria
Be at his back.
hates him bad.
Oh, boy.
She could not be more turned off by him.
Is that how you see a woman?
He is machismo core, talks about nothing but himself, and just wants her to be another medal on his chest. So great choice, Chibaba. You've got this one in the bag. But an even better choice is the song that Manolo sings for Maria, which is an original song made for the movie, called I Love You Too Much. Someone put my head in a blender.
I love you too much.
And immediately, from the first chord, we know we are in for a magical ride. And Maria agrees, because as she opens the door to get a better listen, birds fly out in true princess fashion. And this is the most romantic thing ever.
There's love above love and it's ours.
Like, hello? The lyrics are literally, there's love above love and it's ours because I love you too much. There's love above love and it's ours because I love you too much. I love you more than love itself. I love you the most in the entire world. There's no higher love that exists than the love that I have for you. Do you get this? Are you writing this down? Do you get this? And even apart from the song itself, Manolo starts the song in hiding from under the balcony, ashamed of his performance in the ring, but still wanting to fight for her. And as he gains his confidence in the song, he comes out of the shadows and makes his way up to her. The whole town is listening and awing at this PDA. The pig even breathes a heart through its snout. And I hate pigs, but that moved me. The mariachi band forms a tower to lift him up, and just as they close their eyes and lean in, she pulls away.
Did you think it was gonna be that easy?
Ground shook. And as Maria comes down to meet Manolo, she is stopped by Joaquin, who proposes to her. What? Turns out that, oblivious to Maria and Manolo, Joaquin saw their moment happening on the balcony and decided, it's now or never. I gotta take my shot while I can before the clock runs out. He even asked,
Did he propose to?
oh,
Oh, were you going to?
yeah, Manolo, if there was ever a sign, this is a sign. It's now or never. Come on now. Come on now. I know you just got a concussion falling 20 stories high, but I'm gonna need you to recover ASAP, no Rocky, because the road is looking tough. So naturally, the girls start fighting. And Chacal conveniently comes right when Joaquin runs away heartbroken. Right. But this only makes his re-entrance even more dramatic as he shouts his own name as his battle cry. But during his performance, the bandits notice something on his chest. They notice the Medal of Everlasting Life. Hope that doesn't come back to bite. And as a plea to Maria to consider his proposal, Joaquin gives her a gift, a signed photo of himself. Just what she wanted.
I'm speechless.
Just what any girl wants. Am I right, ladies? Right. And just as Maria is about to turn in for the night, Manolo comes to save the day. He climbs up her lamppost in the most Nightmare Before Christmas fashion, which makes sense because he becomes a skeleton, and tells her to meet him at dawn. And as Maria makes her way to the dock, the candles illuminate the pathway, and we see Manolo by the tree, waiting. And he has set up the most beautiful proposal. But to make it even more romantic, he sings his own rendition of I Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Elvis Presley.
Falling in love with you.
Yeah. Someone, I don't know who, I don't know which one of you, but somebody in the writer's room tapped into my brain because this is perfection. The tones are warm, the chords hit the soul, the love is so strong it can make a grown woman cry. He shows her the most beautiful sunset against the backdrop of the town and admits that although he may not be the town hero,
But I swear with all my heart, I will never, ever stop loving you.
and he promises to never stop loving her. Ooh,
That's how I feel every time I'm with you.
this is just, wow, I could cry. I'm not even watching the movie right now and I could cry. To be loved is to be known. And for him to know that this is how she would want her proposal to go in front of the backdrop of the city she loves, it's so beautiful because he's loved her his whole life. And he's waited 10 years for this moment. Oh, it just couldn't get any better, could it? And as Maria is about to accept his proposal, a snake comes out from behind the tree and attempts to bite Manolo. But Maria jumps in front and takes the bite instead and dies in his arms. Oh, Chivalva, when I find you, you will be dealt with. And since Maria died at the hands of Manolo, the whole town hates him. And when he sulks back to the tree to retrieve his guitar, Chivalva offers to reunite him with Maria. And without hesitation or a second thought, Manolo takes the offer. Right, so when you think about it, every story is actually Romeo and Juliet. And so the skeleton inside Manolo flashes as he gets double bitten by the snake and is now dead and awakens in the land of the remembered. He meets all of his ancestors and is reunited with his mother, but he really only cares about finding Maria. That's the whole reason he's here. Where's my girl? My girl, where is my girl? Because hello, he literally just died for her after she died for him. Somebody get my family back together. He's asking around to all of his ancestors, everybody there, but no one seems to know where she is. So he goes to see La Muerte, but she's not there. Chivalva is. Oh, right, because Manolo died. But so did Maria, right?
Oh no.
Well, it turns out that one snake bite simply put Maria in a trance, and Prince Charming was able to easily wake her up out of that with his stupid little medal.
Alright.
Emo Kid is hella invested, and just as you should be in this video, please like and subscribe. But since Maria is alive, she has no choice but to marry Joaquin in order to save her town. And in the land of the remembered, Manolo's only hope now is to go to the land of the forgotten in order to find La Muerte and expose Chivalva for cheating at the wager. And so to get there, he of course goes on this epic hero's journey and makes his way through trials and tribulations, all the way proving that his heart and intentions are pure.
For Maria.
And mind you, he is the first person to ever make it through the sword of good judgment. My man has a heart of pure courage, no medal needed. He just wants to be reunited with the love of his life, and he will stop at nothing until he gets to that dusty, crusty underworld. And after the Sword of Good Judgment, we meet the Sleepy Sandman, aka Ice Cube, who is the man of all wisdom, of course. who else could it be?
Santa Chihuahua!
It's colorful, candlelit, vibrant, and stunning in here. Immaculate vibes. Just like the candlelit path that killed him. Ooh, too soon? I don't know. Ice Cube has, of course, the Book of Life, which details the lives of everyone, everywhere. But Manolo's story isn't over yet. So Mr. Icy Cube helps our wonderful hero on his quest to the underworld. Manolo makes it to the land of the forgotten, where we find out that it is so dusty and crusty in here because the skeletons turn to dust once they are fully forgotten by their families. Yeah, my asthma would be real bad knowing this dead body does. And it's here that Manolo meets La Muerte, and he does as he promised and exposes Chibalba for cheating at the wager, and she calls out for Chibalba. And that is heard through every realm. I know that scream all too well. Where my toxic girls at? But Chibalba doesn't give in so easy. So Manolo, naturally, makes a wager with him.
What, do tell, is your worst fear?
And Chibalba decides that in order for Manolo to go back to the land of the living, he has to defeat every bull the Sanchez family ever finished off. Right, because the hero's journey here wasn't epic enough for the climax. So as Manolo is mentally preparing to face his worst fear, in the land of the living, Chacal is coming for that medal, baby. And as the bandits reach the edge of the town, Manolo's dad attempts to fight them off. And he dies immediately. Well, there goes that bullfighter. R.I.P. And inconveniently, Joaquin and Maria are having their wedding at the same exact time. But since Joaquin didn't want a glowing green medal in his wedding pictures, he now has to run away.
It's on my other suit. I gotta go.
To put on his super suit to stand any chance of defeating Chacal. Oh, great.
Mama!
And now Grandma Sanchez is dead too. Well, damn. The cholesterol done got her. And since Joaquin is too busy rummaging through his drawers to actually get up and fight, Maria takes over to gather the town and instill a sense of hope in these hopeless citizens. And when Joaquin finally arrives, he goes to fight the beast with his usual cockiness, but the medal gets knocked off of him. Oh, and for the first time in 10 years, he has to fight without it.
Let's talk about that.
And he sucks at it. Meanwhile, Manolo is in the land of the forgotten, fighting the heart of 1,000 bulls, all by himself. And somehow, he must fight off this ginormous, cumulative bull that has now formed. And as he turns back to face his newly grown opponent, he must pick either the guitar or the sword as his weapon of choice. And obviously, the guitar is the scariest thing. So he serenades the bull to death. Yeah.
But if you can forget.
And apologizes to him through song, even though a Sanchez should never apologize. It extinguishes the fire in the bull, and he wins a chance to live again. Because it turns out that Manolo's greatest fear was never finally finishing off a bull, it was being himself in front of his family, especially his dad, who was there to witness it now, because he died. But no time to reminisce on that. The ground is shaking, and Manolo is back to save the town from Chacal. And this fight sequence is just fun. And can we have a little fun, y'all? Yeah, we can have a little fun. The deities bring back the bullfighting ancestors because why not? You know, we animated them. Bring them back. Let the skeletons rip some flesh. Who cares? There's a moment where this guy's mustache is throwing punches, grandma goes flying through the air for 3 seconds too long, and the pig makes an Animal Farm reference. I mean, anything goes. Anything goes. In order to save my Romeo and Juliet, anything goes. Anything at all. But as the battle is approaching its end, it's between Manolo, Joaquin, and Chacal. And with his heart of gold, Manolo sacrifices himself.
Don't forget me.
And gets crushed by a bell with Chacal, Coco style. I know y'all stole this from him. And once again, Romeo is a dead man, but not for long, because it turns out that Joaquin gave Manolo the Medal of Everlasting Life, revealing that for the first time, Joaquin did a true act of heroism and was willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good of the town and for Maria, proving that he really did love her too. They just weren't meant to be. Good person arc activated and good marriage activated as Manolo and Maria get their fairy tale ending, with the wedding officiated by Ice Cube.
Oh, yay, yay!
Me and who? Love is in the air, and Balbi and La Muerte are also choosing to rekindle their love.
I'm so sorry, my love. You deserve better than me.
Toxic baddies rise up. Oh, come on, hello. Troy and Gabriella naturally break out into song.
No matter where you are, I'll be there.
I'll be there. Right. And they live happily ever after. And we get this banger line from our hot teacher narrator.
True love, the really, really good kind of love, never dies.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Please teach more kids that love is worth dying for. That's the real lesson of the movie, hello? Romeo and Juliet walked so these wooden dolls could run. And just like that, our emo diva and the rest of the children get back on their school bus. They say goodbye to La Muerte and Chivalva. And I just love everything about this movie, especially how it explores death as a natural part of the circle of life rather than an end to a linear path. And it is able to do this through the lens of Dia de los Muertos. And this movie was the first of its kind to do so. Coco came after, baby. Coco came after. This movie was the ground-breaking, shaking blueprint for presenting this tradition in mainstream media, and it will not be forgotten on my watch. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Please like, subscribe. I love you. See you next time. Bye. Is it even real love if you ain't gonna die for